used to do. Maybe even, a little backstory of where he grew up, what planet he was from. The little things like that I think would go a long way on making people appreciate who Han Solo was.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Because he is kind of the unsung hero.
Here's the thing, okay? And I wish we could put a poll out there. Who was a more popular character, Han Solo or Luke Skywalker? I can guarantee you, if I were to put that poll out and people took it serious, the vast majority of people would probably vote for Han Solo. They can remember more lines from Han Solo than they can from Luke Skywalker. And he comes across as a much more cool character. Now, I think...
even though he was a nerf herder.
A scruffy...
Sorry.
Nerf herder.
Sorry.
Let's get it straight, and, he didn't get mad about being called a nerf herder. He got mad at being called scruffy looking.
Right. No, I agree.
But, I don't know. I think I kind of like...
Han Solo was, even though that Luke Skywalker was the hero, he was the main character, he's the one that everybody saw front and center. Han Solo was this down-to-earth, relatable character. Someone who he wanted to be the hero, but wasn't quite sure how he could be a hero.
And that's the thing about Han Solo, though. If you check out a lot of movies, you've got kind of the everyday man as your front-center character. You then have more colorful characters surround him. Han Solo is a very colorful character. And so what happens when you take a very colorful character and then you're trying to make him the everyday man central character? That might be difficult. I'm very curious to see how they go off and they do it. Before we move on to or break into our next segment, I do want to bring up, I don't even know if this is true or not, but several months ago it was suggested that they were going to be dropping the Boba Fett movie. Recently I went off and heard rumor that they were going to, in fact, do a Boba Fett movie, and they were going to have 3-time Oscar winner Daniel Day-Lewis play Grand Admiral Thrawn in the movie.
That would actually be quite exciting. Now, of course, these are rumors.
This could be just a rumor. This could be nothing, but I figured I want to bring this up because I could actually see Daniel Day-Lewis play this role really well.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be kind of scary to think about it because, you could see, someone actually win an Oscar for a performance in a Star Wars movie. That might be terrifying.
I think they would shy away from it just because I don't think that's something Star Wars would ever, want to say, because generally Oscar winners are throwaways. As far as I'm concerned, they're not the great movies. They're the ones that maybe weren't watched as much. Maybe people want, they want a little bit more fanfare, things like that. Star Wars doesn't need that push. They don't need that extra fanfare to show how great they are. They already know how great they are, and they already have the fan following behind it. So that's pretty much all I can say on that one. I think what we'll do is go into our quick music break. So our second part of our brand new music made by Lazy Nerd. So enjoy, and we will be right back. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guys show. That was our second part of our brand new Star Wars themed music made by Lazy Nerd. It is awesome. I love it. It kind of goes with our flow. A very upbeat, high tempo one to start the show, and a nice little mellow one to kind of like smooth us out as we go into the
And
final edge.
I can honestly see this going off and helping us some weeks after having a heated debate for 20 minutes, having to go off and listen to that. And it would actually bring comments down a little bit.
Absolutely. Weeb actually says this music makes him want to stand up straighter. I love it. Like, this is the best music that we could possibly have, and I was really, really, really glad to work with Lazy Nerd with this. He makes some absolutely wonderful chiptune music. So definitely, like, this is awesome. This kind of showcases what FanQuest really has to show this year. So Lazy Nerd will actually be at FanQuest as well as we are. And before we go into our other segment of other stuff, I just want to point out they released the full map of FanQuest the other day, and I was really excited to see some of the club tables that are going to be part of it. And the one that has me excited, because we've been dealing with them almost on a monthly basis at almost every single convention, is EnterCon. So EnterCon is actually going to have a table there as well as Icon. So to me, that is awesome, because it kind of ties in everything that we're doing this year with FanQuest, EnterCon. Unfortunately, I really kind of wish KeyCon was a little bit in there as well, but obviously being so close, it might be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I think just because KeyCon's like the week before, it's a little difficult to go off and try to get connected everywhere. When
Absolutely,
you put all your energy into that.
And the other one that's going to be there as well is the Manitoba Furries. So I can't wait to definitely touch base with them again. If anyone remembers, one of our first interviews was actually with the Manitoba Furries. So to us, it's kind of a very Cinderella story of sorts. Our first actual official convention that we are going to be running our own table, and a lot of the ones that we've been dealing with over the last 2 years are going to be part of it alongside us. So to us, it's an exciting moment, and of course, this will mark 2 years for us as well. And no, the Manitoba Furries are not a CFL team. That would be awesome. They're actually a group of people who dress up in furry costumes or fur suits. And we were excited to have that, because we knew a little bit about furries and all that, but we didn't know to the full extent of what they were. And
it was a great conversation, because the way that Hollywood has went up and has portrayed furries has been in kind of almost a sexual deviant type ways. If you've seen episodes of CSI and Adult Swim on the Cartoon Network, they're often portrayed over sexually and everything, and that's not necessarily the truth at all about them. So it was nice to have Sean, who is one of the founders of our local furries group, to come on the show, and we had a great conversation with him. We should actually contact him and see if we could get him on again.
Well, even that, if they're going to be already at FanQuest, definitely it kind of opens up a door for a few little events that maybe we can start working on for FanQuest. It's awesome. I kind of agree with Lazy Nerd. I really hope Conrad T-Rex will be there. Every single event, I see pictures of Conrad. Every single one, and I always miss him.
Yeah, we miss him somehow.
And usually by like a couple minutes. So I'm really kind of excited for this. I'm glad they're part of it. I'm really glad that EnterCon will be part of it. And it leaves so much opportunity for that weekend, because these are some of the really up-and-coming conventions as well as groups in this city and this province that are really, really, really going to blow this city away this year. So I have to put that out there.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are a little less than, I think, like 7 weeks away from.
I think last I checked, it's about 44 to 45 days away.
Yeah, so about 7 weeks.
So it's really exciting and really nerve-wracking, because on top of getting ready for FanQuest, which we've actually kind of dialed down a little bit of what we're doing, I kind of realized, and I think you definitely agree with this too, our first convention maybe a little bit more mellow is a more our style, just to kind of showcase what we do best.
I think we need to go off and we're going to kind of test the waters and see what happens here. So I still think it's going to be a fun experience. We are still planning to do a couple of podcasts throughout the day. I suspect that somewhere along the line, the captain will probably have to go off and do a podcast without me. So hopefully we can find a suitable sidekick for him to go off and to do the show.
Well, Darth Balls from Montana is coming up for the weekend as well, and he definitely will be sitting in with us. So that'll be awesome as well. He's the guy I'm running. Oh, geez, running Two Bearded Men with on Thursdays.
Excellent, which would be a great way to go off and to kind of advertise that podcast as well.
Absolutely. So FanQuest is going to be awesome, and I think, like Lazy Nerd, we're also kind of nervous because we're not quite sure what to expect of it. Our first time being front and center of any convention of this magnitude. Usually we're kind of walking the crowd and dealing things that way. This is literally, we are going to be front and center at our own table. So me, I'm a little nervous because I get kind of a little bit more anxious with a lot more people, but at the same point, I'm really excited, and it's a great opportunity, and we'll showcase what this city does best, and that is basically put on a party. So that's pretty much what Manitoba is all about. And according to Lazy Nerd, there's actually going to be some other chip tuners from Alberta and B-Town, which I believe is Brandon, coming down. So he's nervous just because of that, which to see so many chip tuners coming together, I can't wait. Because before, Lazy Nerd, I actually did not know what chip tuning was.
Yeah, neither did I.
So I'm kind of excited to learn a little bit more, not just from him, but from other ones as well. And, definitely it's going to be a good weekend. And I think that is the most we've talked about FanQuest for a while, which is unfortunate. But as the weeks go by, we're going to be talking more and more.
We'll talk more and more about it. Now to go on and kind of our second big topic of the night. I don't know if any of our listeners have had a chance to watch it yet or not, but the Thor Ragnarok trailer was dropped yesterday.
And it was epic. Everything that you could have expected and hoped for from a trailer from Thor Ragnarok happened.
Dude, his hammer gets destroyed.
Which opens up for Thor's sword. I'm really kind of excited for that aspect. Of course, they didn't show anything of a sword or anything like that, but we know it's going to happen.
Well, I mean, in the comic books, the hammer, and excuse me, guys, I'm not. The name of it is actually escaped me. But
Azeroth?
No, it's not Azeroth. It starts with an M. But
oh yes. Wow, Lazy Nerd or Weem, if you actually know the name of Thor's hammer, please let us know.
Yeah.
The name is kind of escaping us at the moment.
But anyways, in the comic books, the hammer's been destroyed a couple of times and has somehow, been repaired. And so, I mean, as much as the idea of Thor's sword might be great, it might be actually pretty epic where in the end we see the hammer reforged. But what we see in here is we're seeing that the world, the universe is pretty much screwed over because they've got the goddess of the underworld, pretty much coming out to take them all out.
Now the biggest question I have for this trailer is it smart to show in the trailer of Thor's hammer getting destroyed? Like, is that really something that they should have put in the trailer? Or is that something they should have kind of maybe hidden a little bit more in the movie and let people be more surprised when they see it?
I think there had been images that had came out before the trailer was dropped. And noticeably missing from all the pictures of Thor was his hammer. And so they were asking, people were asking, where's the hammer? Where's the hammer? And so I don't necessarily like trailers in some occasions because sometimes they go off and they give away too much. I think you're going off in they're enticing the fans by doing this because like, ooh, what is Thor gonna do without his mightiest weapon?
See, yes and no. I think honestly, by